So on a collective scale, they are blaming the honorable feminines. They are, and this is a possibly a karmic, collective karmic, and try not to stay stuck on the language, okay? But a collective karmic of women, possibly those that are in church, okay, and those that you could have went to church with. Viewer discretion. If you are a kind-hearted, good, clean, wholesome, decent, um, religious church goer, then you know what? You know your own heart, don't you? You know your own heart, and you know how you operate, and you got your own checks and balances there. So if that's you, then just by way of you being you, that I'm not referencing you, okay? But whoever these collective of karmic women, okay, that you could have collected, whoever sees this video, when you do scroll on, my legitimate folks, if this is you and for you, you could have went to church with, could have known, could have grown up with, but it's definitely the vibe of, once upon a time, y'all were, running, into the same stuff, okay? And unbeknownst to you, now here's the part that I think that you might, because you have so much possibly happening. If this is your life pertaining to you, you have a whole lot on your plate. You've been had a lot on your plate. You've had people that are trying to make you out to be a bad parent, um, while making sure things are hard for you to be a good one. Did you catch that statement? While terrorizing you and your children. And then when you all aren't on top of things, then you're the bad parent as you're living in, you know, land of the children of the corn, or, what I'm saying, or whatever, okay? Where you got all these people constantly coming for you and your children. But that's not what this is about. This is a collective of karmic women. They blame you for something. They feel like you took, and again, this is going to be strange for some of you, because you're like, you took what? For some of you, these could have been people that been watching you on social media that pretend, because y'all know how this go. People don't be telling you. They sit in your face and play like they ain't never looked at your shit. Okay? Waiting for you to mention it, but you don't really operate like that. Okay? Waiting for you to be like, oh, did you check me out? Oh, did you woo-dee woo? They're waiting for that. Now they try to make sure good and plenty that they're showing you their stuff, right? Because for them, it's like, just in case, just in case you didn't know, you know what I'm saying? So these could be people that were jealous of you. Yeah. They could have. And listen, this could even be as it pertains to even when you were on the same path. Because what a lot of folks don't know about me is I was in social media even on the traditional path. And guess what? All of the people that are barking and bitching and moaning and claiming some stuff right now, they were not supporting any of that either. You didn't see them, you know, cheering, supporting. That's because the jealousy there then as well. And now that I'm on this path, it's just convenient for some of these people to use that. And then I believe for some of you, these are people that were hoping and wishing on your downfall. They could have been stealing your ideas, trying to mimic your vibe, all kinds of stuff, while smear campaigning your name on, but watching them and their people watching you daily for creativity, for spark, for ideas. And some, this could have been unbeknownst to you. And then, so folks were secretly hoping for your downfall. And they didn't realize that they were a whole witch casting spells. Yeah. They were hoping and wishing and praying on your downfall, pretending really not to do that, or really trying to find some religification for it. So, as some of these people secretly took delight in some of the things, okay, now they're going to pretend like they didn't. Y'all know how this go when you're on that path now. They pretended like they, even though the scripture talks about you don't delight in evil, but you don't delight, what is it, to some effect, you don't delight in evil, whatever is good and lovely and of good report and blah blah blah. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but that ain't how they live though. They And oh, this is the part that I love. Once again, if you're a good folk, this ain't for you. I'm not going to be saying that 1,000 times over, because to me, at the end of the day, if you ain't being convicted in your heart, you should be okay. People are having trouble because they're convicted in their own heart. Okay? So when they hear something, it's like, because it's hitting a nerve, it's ringing true. And they don't want it to ring true. So, now, as I said, these are people, hoping and wishing and praying for your downfall. And then wanted to, this is the sickle part, wanting to pretend as if, they wanted you to be their project. Many of you have dealt for years with that kind of stuff, even if you did do the traditional path for a long time, you dealt with it even then. You had haters then. You had people that wasn't supporting then. Now they just have a very convenient excuse. They want you to see their whole ass on your shit then. You didn't see one of them, and I guarantee you they were watching. You didn't see a like, share, follow, subscribe. You didn't see an awesome way to go, because it was jealousy then, and it is jealousy now. And you may not know, because again, if you've been busy just trying to live your life and survive your life in some of y'all's cases, essentially you're just being you. You, in terms of social media over the years, has always been just that, just you, being you. Whether you had one viewer or zero. Unlike some of these people. And you're probably still that way today. And they were watching then, like a weirdo. And you know why I say like a weirdo? Because listen to me. It's come on, people. We're adults, right? It's weird. I'm talking pertaining to people that you know. Now, I'm not talking about strange swim fan vibe type, strange people. Okay, you don't know them technically. Okay, well, it's still weird, but you don't know them, so it's not like they're in your face and acting like they don't know who you are, like they ain't watching your whole ass every day on social media. It's weird. And you dealt with that. These are people that's usually always trying to make sure they're, that what they doing, because you ain't asking, nor are you really trying to, when you talk to them. Most of the time, most of you rarely did mention, maybe over the years, you probably rarely mentioned up until it became anything to do with something more serious in nature, where it had to do with, what I'm saying, kind of like, okay, this is branching into, okay, we are being assaulted, we are being trafficked, we are being, and you could have started alluding, saying, okay, I don't know if you tracked what I'm doing or you've heard, because it's, that type of vibe. But prior to anything to do with that, chances are y'all didn't say much. To anybody, because it went about that. It wasn't about that. You were doing what you're doing because you were doing what you're doing. Not. Whoever these women are, some of it was revealed in my sleep or in the astral, whichever one that was, a particular person. For some of you, it may be a few, but it was shown. And it yeah. This is look, and I just looked down over here. I saw it. That's the stuff I'll be talking about right there. Because collective, whoever you are, these people, they smile in your face, child. They smile in your face. They, they, and some of them, some of their cases behave false help, false support. Because again, it's the vibe of people getting off on your suffering and wanting to watch it while they get to have their moment of fake savior. And ain't that kind of, it's twisted. It's a very weird, twisted vibe. Because that's not what true support and help is about. It's not about that, not even the least bit. Not when it's coming from a really good place. And no, none of us are perfect. I spoke with someone here recently, and you're gonna have hypocrisy and our human flaw in the best of us and everything. But I do want to say this: some of that is an excuse. It's an excuse, because no, I get it. Who's perfect? Raise your hand. If you're perfect and you know it, raise your hand. If you're perfect and you know it, then your light should fucking show it. If you're perfect and you know it, raise your trashy hand. But at the end of the day, I love to say it's a vast difference from being not perfect than being just a fucked up motherfucker. It is. And as I was talking to a beautiful soul, this young lady, she even expressed it in a very similar way. Because when something is hard, it's hard. You're giving something all you have. You're integral. You're holding yourself up, to really, to just be a good person. And even whatever it is you believe, but in terms of how you're showing up in the world and how you're showing up, to other people, especially the ones that aren't like you. Because that's where it counts the most. It doesn't require me any maturation whatsoever for me to be feeling, vibing, and want to be a philanthropist and a fucking humanitarian, charitable, to somebody who I look at and I feel like they're another version of me. That's cinchi. That's not. Kids in elementary school do that. Transcendence, enlightenment is past those things. But anyway, that's not what this is about. They blame you. Feminine, if you come in the house when you see this video, say get in line, because who haven't? While they abuse you and your children. I don't know what, if something fell through. They feel like you took something. In the dream, the person, they said it. And I think maybe that was being revealed to me on purpose. Like they said it. Folks have been wanting y'all to be Cinderella. Possibly your whole life. Whether this stuff was conscious, if these people were conscious of it or not, it don't really matter. It don't matter. So that's the problem when you're not a reflective person, then you're not going to be conscious of it. So then you're oblivious to your own behavior. What's driving you? Folks felt some kind of way about you, possibly since you were a kid. That's super sad, because you had old dusty motherfuckers. It's a sad, but see, listen to me before people get all cringed up. But this is the problem when you. This is the problem. With aging without healing or transcending. Because what you got is old fermented pain with a Bible scripture slapped on top of it. On top of whatever trauma, like I said, old fermented pain, it's because it's there. Even they be saying they healed and delivered. I'm like, no, well, no, you ain't. And no, you not. Because, I'm sorry. I'm just saying, I'm being silly a little bit. Because it's like, well, no, the fuck. And no, you're not. Because look at you, jealous. Look at your ass. Over here eavesdropping and shit, being weird. No, you're not. I don't know. Feminine, most of these people, good gravy, God, man. You being you over your lifespan and bothered people. This is why you've always had somebody trying to fix you. They needed you to be made uncomfortable so that they can be someone who was there to seemingly fix you. Throw the rock, hide your hand, and then step in at the same time with the other hand like you want to help. Ain't that some shit? Picture it. About 6 years ago, there was a clip I want to say it was Facebook, maybe one of the social media platforms, and there was a picture clip of like this cartoon illustration kind of clip type vibe, and it was to do with, it was something with narcissistic abuse, and the person was falling into the ditch, the abusee, the one that's abused. They were in a ditch. The narcissist was on top, like maybe whatever this ditch was on top, and the way the illustration showed, it's like they had at their disposal what could really help the person, but they didn't. They did something else, kind of like gave them like, kind of wave like, hey, I'm right here, let me see what I could do, like was trying to like act like they care, and like, hey, just hold on. And the whole time right there, they had the whole full ladder, bitch, the whole full regular ladder that could happen, but they didn't want to do that. They wanted to watch that person grovel. But they also wanted to look like they were trying to help. They wanted, what's sad is about that is they even wanted that person to think that they cared. That's some super sick shit. Because not only did they want the world where they were at on the top to look at them as somebody who's always reaching down in the pit to help a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Not only did they want the world to see that, like, look at me, where paparazzi, come take a shot. You see me giving shit. Come take a picture. Come take a picture of us, of me being nice. See, I'm being nice. Yeah, but you're not giving what the fuck the person you had the means. They had the means, the power and the means to actually get that person out of that ditch in that illustration. Immediately, not 6 weeks, 3 months, not it's a process and you got to go through this. No, they had it then in the illustration. It was clearly shown that the answer to the issue could have been easily, quickly, readily solved. So you all have dealt with people who need to see you suffer because money. For some of you, this is money. Period. The end. They're being offered gifts, money, spiffs, period. The end. It's no matter how we want to flip this pancake, that's what it is. For some, especially a larger scale. And even the smaller scale. I don't put anything at this phase of life. I don't really put anything past nothing. Nothing. You have had, collective, if this is you, you've had folks going around lying, professionals going around lying. That's what they're doing. Trumped up lies, trumped up stories, and then tricking the people, like using these people as pawns. So that they can hear you, so they can try to gauge you. Like, man, it's old. This shit is old, man. It ain't even surprising no more. I'm like, it isn't got that goddamn predictable. They want y'all to be some kind of Cinderella due to their own problems, whether it is their thirst for money, power, prestige, wealth, attention, whatever, it doesn't matter. Your energy bothers them, and so they need to bring you down. They didn't understand that that's not going to work. You're not tied to your vehicle and your home. They are. The reason why, it's not that it ain't, you hurt, you feel, it's not that you're highfalutin. It's because you're enlightened and you see past the veil. You see past the bullshit. You know the deal. That's a part of why it's not as crushing. It's painful. It's wrong. It's unjust. I'm not saying you don't suffer in a sense. I'm saying like what they wanted to do to you. Like the whole point, bitch, of what they call themselves doing to you. People feeling like they need to humble you, they need to lower you, the very same people who don't know how to do that for themselves. Because that ain't nobody's job, by the way. And even for those who are inclined to the word, to the Bible, that they feel like is the word, well, to those that are even inclined to that, it doesn't say it in there either. Doesn't say humble your neighbor or the demon spawn that you think is a devil worshiper. It says humble yourself. Just like it say work out your own salvation. And even in the scriptures that they probably totally exploit, you know, it's a pride cometh before, you know, it's a, you know, this is, but, yeah, but not at your hand. Because then that ain't the power of who you say you believe in. That's something else. That's man's hands. Man's hands. Anywho, that ain't what this is about either. This blaming of you. Okay, some of these people then had secret dealings. This is what I'm saying. This is why there are many, and the numbers are increasing by the hour, that's saying, I'm calling foul on the play. Because what's all this? What's the smilershins when you're being fake? What is this? Taking delight. Don't the books say that ain't what you're supposed to be doing? What is this? Taking delight in watching somebody struggle and suffer because they're different than you. You forgot that once upon a time you were different in some way, shape, form, fashion, or another, and you were marginalized for that, but you didn't conveniently forgot about that too. Smiling at people, knowing full well you working with some group, person, entity, thing, being, demon, who knows, who cares, but knowing and then sitting there, That's crazy. And that's what you've lived, collective. A whole lot of that. Starting with your family. Starting with them first. They were your first ones. And it's always like that. That's going to always be the story. They are your first abusers and your first betrayers. They're the first backstabbers. They have the most inside track than anyone else. And they're the ones who possibly was jealous first and the worst. Good gravy, God. I know it's some twisted shit, but it's the truth. It's the truth. And you just being you, like I said, for some of you as a little girl, age 4, 5, twirling, singing, and you know, woo-de-woo, stirring up old dusties. Even teenagers. You could have been little, they could have been teens, young adults. Because see, this stuff, issues ain't discriminative. Wanted to crush that spirit about you. Because there it was dried the fuck up. Or contingent too much upon external. So some of these people have wanted to see you suffer so that they can feel better. I did a poem many years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago. They needed you to feel small so that they can feel tall. And that's what you're dealing with now. And they thought by manufacturing this bullshit that they didn't manufacture for sale, they thought that was going to be the ticket. Healthy people don't operate like that, though. I've been saying this for years, and I'll be saying that when I'm in my next, wherever, my next plane of transcendence, and I'll be saying it then, and I'm saying it now, I'll be saying it then. This is what happens when we age chronologically, physically, and we just pile on stuff. We pile on programs, we pile on religious beliefs, we pile on even spirituality, because I mean it's everything in between, because when it doesn't matter. I've ran into spiritual narcissists just like I've ran into religious narcissists. It's the same. Because I used to make the joke, spirituality is often religion out of another hole. Because when you start getting dogma, when you start getting arrogance and pretension, when you start getting know-it-alledness, when you start, if any time that it becomes this absolutism and it becomes okay to be inhumane to innocent folks, anytime that's threaded, I don't care. Anytime that is threaded in there, is off. There needs to be integrity. And when I say integrity, I'm not saying perfect without flaw or mistake. I'm saying heart. If ain't nothing govern you, what I find fascinating is people be saying shit. People love to say shit. Catchphrases, cool sayings, and then we all be like, yeah, hooping and hollering and shit. You got to stand for something. You'll fall for anything. See, you got to stand for something or you'll fall. Good. Now, let's make that a real thing, what you just said. Shut the music down. You gotta stand for something or you'll fall for anything. Right. And how are you using that to govern your life? And what is it you're standing for? Because when you listen, I talk this way, it's always hit me first. It's always in my face. This is always what I have to live. It's like, okay. And what does that mean? Because it's supposed to apply to you before anyone else. So what does that mean? You gotta stand for something. Okay, great. I'm glad you know how to say it. Because at some point you just get tired. It's like, okay, just saying shit. It's like, but is you a crook though? That's all I want to know. Could we just talk on the real for a few minutes? Because otherwise, what is it for? Are you okay with innocent life being hurt? What the fuck are you standing for? See, we want to sit up there and say you gotta stand for something and don't fall for me. It's like, okay, that's cool. That's cool, 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 cool. That's cool. But if you turn a blind eye to injustice, then who the fuck are you then? You ain't shit. Just yet another coward in the big cluster of cowards. And catchphrase ain't gonna change that. These people, whoever these women are, though, you maybe they wanted you to be they project baby that they got the prodigals, and it was gonna really make them look big and powerful. And which again, it's like, what is this? People always trying to make motherfuckers out of a project. What is that? Objectifying humans and shit. What is that? These are people. That bleed, hopes, goals, dreams, aspiration, that have feelings, that are valuable beings, whether your ignorance can manage to fucking, oh my God. These are people. They're people. Compartmentalizing, dehumanizing, demonizing, and then in some cases, jealousy is so flamed up, it's sad. They eat, breathe, and shit your content. And then want you to feel like you ain't a contributing member, but they getting ideas from you to go make nigga. Yeah, but you making money off of my intelligence and I'm not contributing to humanity. You wait for me. To get a fucking idea. Yeah, for some of you, these are people who need to see you, want to see you suffer, because these are secret hoovers, cyber stalkers. Like I said, it's massive, but in this message, this collective, it was about specific ones, because I'm sure there are many, but it was specific ones that was connected to your church life. Okay. Wow. I'm looking at some of the cards over here. It's like vampires going into the reverse. We've got, they were excited about something. What is this right here? Hold up. Because I'm like, nigga. Oh, affinity and friendship. Okay. And excited. Healing in reverse. Page of Pentacles. It was some hidden dishonor, though. There was some kind of hidden dishonor. Maybe some of these people, okay, because listen, if this is you, feminine, when you see this, you're not, it saddens you that you deal with what you deal with and you find out what you find out, but you don't really, at this point, you're not making grand announcements anymore. It's, you ran out of that. You've ran out. You know, but and back in the day, you used to want to have a conversation and be like, whoa, and be like, now you're just like, motherfuckers grown. They're so grown, so intelligent. It's heartbreaking that some of these same people are sitting over there playing in your face or over the phone, or what I'm saying, whatever it is. It's like, okay, I know what I know. That's all I need to know. So I don't need, because it becomes like these people are just allowing themselves to continue to be used, and you're not having that, because you didn't already peep game. You didn't peep game from programs to individuals. You didn't already peep game. So you're just dealing, what you're doing possibly when you see the video is bare minimum as you navigate. Because again, these are individuals. We're not talking about the sincere folks. Once again, we're talking about the individuals that you've already got their ticket. They plan in your face. They're informants. They're allowing themselves to be used. Maybe they were going to get a big opportunity. Maybe some of these people were offered something. But it's the saddest thing that they needed you to be some kind of Cinderella so that they can look like their religion is right. That's why some people don't want it now. That's in it. There it is, nigga. Where's my mic drop, bitch? Mic drop, the gavel, bitch. Course adjourned. You know what I'm saying? Like, where's my shit at? Because it's like, that's why right there. This comparison, where is all the love? Like, just the assumptions, the ignorance, the projections is just out of this world. People are so scared that it's going to turn out that they're wrong. And see, that's the problem with comparison too. Because it's your life, it's your journey. You get where you get when you get there. You know what I'm saying? It's you. And if you're a good person, and if you're striving with, with everything that you have to really evolve as a person, to not be who you were when you were 20, to not have the same fucking mentality, the same fucking uh y'all know what I'm saying, like the pettiness, like whatever you could have gone through in the various phases, we've all got something. Hopefully I ain't an old dusty 50 ass year old bitch with the same still 15 and shit, still a little, comparison, because that's adolescence. I need to be right. Otherwise, I'm not going to feel okay with me being me. I'm not going to be okay with my life's choices and decisions and my path if I can't prove that I was right and they were wrong, that my path is the path and theirs isn't. If I cannot prove that, then it's going to make me feel like I'm going to look bad because of all the shit I've been saying. And it's also going to make me feel like, I'm not happy, because if I was right, how come they're okay? You see how fucked up that is? Mm. They need to not be okay so that I can feel right. Ooh, ouch. Ouch. Because then all my sayings, bitch, all the things that I be saying, that I could be like, whoa, I could be like, see, I'm right. Adolescence. I don't need to be right. Oh, oh, this is interesting. I actually don't. I need to be me. Mm. Because what is right? When you're talking about, now bear with me, all things with a grain of salt. We're not talking about, what's funny is some of these people don't got the common sense that we gonna say common, or the common decency that we think is common. But let's just pretend. There's no one in existence. What is right? We're vastly different and we're the same at the same time. We have all these different backgrounds and experiences and variables, seen and unseen, from around the globe or the plane or whatever you want to call it. All kind of culture, richness, culture, ethnicities, diversities there. And it's all beautiful and it's all valid. So who the fuck do we think we are? Trying to tell somebody some absolutes when we can't manage to even just be decent human beings for more than 5 minutes or 2 days strung together. We can't even be decent when we don't think the pastor, first lady, or the cops ain't, Ooh-wee. If we can honor that about humanity, life would be a lot different. That comparison trap, that know-it-alledness, that absolutism. I don't even know if these are weird words. I'm just saying it. There are people who say they like to keep things simple. Well, here's simplicity. Be kind. Your life's journey shouldn't need to be the absolutism for you to feel valid in your choice. And you certainly shouldn't have to invalidate someone else's and make theirs appear to be wrong as to spook and scare other people and as to convince yourself that you're right. So many variables, so many factors. Enlightenment and stages. We're not in unison. I don't know why we have such a hard time with swallowing this part right here. We wasn't born in unison, and we ain't in unison. Meaning your development, my development. Some have been ridden with all manner of injustices and traumas, others maybe a little bit. And guess what? All of these are variables. That plays a role, whether we can clearly understand that or not. Ignorance is tearing apart the world, tearing it apart. Because people are doing and making lots of decisions that are based in it. That's why I say it. People deciding who should have help, who shouldn't, based in ignorance. No. Who should have protection, who shouldn't, based in ignorance, favoritism, nepotism. No. Who should have a legit legal team and not a makeshift, not a fucking makeshift ass paid actors paid to fucking sabotage you and shit. And backstabbers, there's nothing godly about it. If you like using the term godly, it ain't nothing godly about it. If you like using the term divine, even though I found out something about that, but anyway, ain't nothing divine about it. If you like using the term, because I found out about the false divine and the false, yep. But here's my point. It'll serve humanity to really learn how to put pins in our sacred cows and truly go back to the basics and not just say it. And the basics being your mama and daddy, for some of us that was raised with mamas and daddies or caretakers or whatever, when it was time for you, well, for some of us, we didn't have that. But look, for the most part, you're raised and it's time for you to go to school. You get to school age. And at a very early age, we get leaders, teachers, principals, authority figures, superintendents, security, aunts, whoever. That's telling us once we are of age to start understanding. We driving it in, telling them about being, mannerable, telling them about keeping their hands to themselves, telling them about, like, it's every day. Okay, Susie. Okay, Tom. Okay, remember, be kind. Okay, sharing is caring. Okay, be fair. Don't be a bully. Stand up for what's right. Tell the principal if you see something bad happening to somebody. Look how we're trying to tell them to have courage at an early age. Oh, I love this shit. You know why? Because it's like we do it. We drive this thing into these little beautiful humans, and then we get old and we revert. We become the cowards that we try to tell our children to not be. We become the ones that's leaning into peer. Oh, this is gonna hurt for a lot of motherfuckers. Ouch. Remember peer pressure? Then as we continue to grow, some of us could have got some of these kinds of discussions from aunts, uncles, mamas, daddies, you know, as you go through, school. And we're trying to really represent to help them to not cave, you know. You don't, just because they doing it don't mean you do it. It's very important that you make a difference and you stand tall and you be and you be different and you be an example, huh? Hmm. And then we become weasels. I know this hurts. And I can imagine what some folks are going to be thinking and saying out there. It's like, well, you're trying to survive life. Yeah, the teenagers are trying to survive school. Prison yard. Because they still just like, yeah, they got to go there every day and they don't get a choice. And they got to deal with it, huh? So they were trying to survive the schoolyard. We started saying, well, I'm trying to survive life. I got, trying to take care of my family. I'm trying to, okay. Well, can't cry when this thing is flipped then. And you sure can't teach our youngsters shit. Because it's not about what we're saying to them. It's who we are. And our heart as a standard. Mistakes and all, failures and all, life happenstance and all, it's who we are. Am I going to watch mommy become a killer now because we're having struggling times? Am I going to watch my mother terrorize a disabled man so that I can get a pair of new cleats? Is that the example that I'm coming up under? Do whatever you have to do. But then what happened to all the stuff we taught them when they were younger about doing the right thing and standing up and being different and blah, blah, blah? What happened? You all have dealt with a whole lot of people that for all intensive purposes and on paper, great. But if walls could talk, the secret deals. Because remember, collective, when you see this is a part of your life. Anything that you do, you've got weird energies hoovering your life, essentially. It's very creepy. Many of them. So they hoover, and what they do is just play on the dumbness and the ignorance of people. They play on people's fears. They play on people's desperations. They know they just got to come in there waving a badge, waving a smile, waving a dollar, waving a carrot, waving a fake folder, whatever. Or come in there to rile them up. For an example, many of you are being made to look like bad parents. And so as you and your children suffer sickness or illness or distress and unrest and going pillar to post and all sorts of things, they'll fashion that into some kind of story about you being some kind of a negligent. So people can be sitting up there looking at you sideways. Don't know shit. Don't even know that they looking at motherfuckers that had something to do with poisoning your fucking kid. Dumbass. You see the ignorance? Or, the ignorance of them, they may be talking to a Mason or an Eastern Star and don't even know it. Don't know that them motherfuckers doing satanic rituals on the kid that they claiming you a bad mother too. Ain't that some shit? The whole bring her skanky ass up in there. Or, you know what I'm saying? As they attempt to force you all in sick and impoverished bitch. And when there's a manifestation, it's okay, yeah. These people needed you to be Cinderella. You ruined something for somebody. I don't know who. Yeah. Well, I know who for some of you, but let me see real quick. Hold on. Because I know who, but it's like I still don't get the whole. Didn't they get their Walmart gift card or whatever their spiff was for their role that they played already? Didn't they get their gifts? I'm confused. Because wasn't they successful? You know, depending on when you're seeing the video, it's like didn't they get? I don't understand the problem. Didn't they get, a level of success, access to you, or they hooked up, they helped the people to get some kind of an access? So what's the prob? What's the problemo? So let me see real quick. What's the problem? Why they feel like the collective wrong? Because that's what they were saying in the dream or whatever that was. They were saying, you ruined, you took something, you took it from me. What do we take, bitch? Feminist like, shit, bitch, I ain't took shit. Because my ass, shit been taken from me. Because me and my show wouldn't be in this shit we in, Motherfuckers took shit from us. So what is that? People want y'all to be their slaves and shit's weird. Or they're battery sources. Like, this is really what's helping you all to really like catch it. Is like, oh, I'm really starting to see it. It's like bounty on you. I bet you I could wooty wooty woo. That's not mature or godly or spiritual or none of that. When you are coherent in your coherence and sovereignty and your own shit and whoop, all that is not even necessary. Now that's a mic drop. It ain't even fucking necessary because you're embodying. So whether it's somebody you like or don't like, whether they're successful or not successful, whether it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Them being successful at their path don't make you feel any kind of way or question yours when you're full embodiment, coherence, and your own shit. You're like, okay, cool. Well, that's okay. Well, okay. I'm glad. And when you're healthy, especially when you're super healthy and you don't have like a personal like issue with somebody, like some kind of personal fallout or whatever, you hope that they're happy. You're glad. Because see, now we're talking maturation now. Oof. We're talking maturation now, baby. We're talking about the real version of maturation. Because if you're not at odds and this person ain't violated you and you ain't violated them, and they're not out here killing people, blah 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 blah, you're like, okay, well, that works for you. That works for them. They're happy. Okay, I don't agree, and but we can all find something like that, though. We don't agree and feel like something is harmful. But there's got to be a line drawn, because I can poke holes in a lot of shit. And if it were to come down to that, a whole lot of shit will be shut down. The harm historically certain things have caused and proven a whole lot of motherfuckers. So if we gonna go there has to be a line drawn. Okay. I see narcissist going into the reverse. The card narcissist went into the reverse. Lord have mercy. Okay, so what they... Oh, Lord. Okay. Why are they upset? Whoever these people are with the collective, what they feel like they did or they took from... Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. Podcast came out, y'all. Whenever you see this, okay, it says podcast. Oh, my, see, didn't I say it earlier though? I said for some of you, these are people that's been trolling you. And they blame you for something. But see, that's some twisted shit. People, oh Lord. What you speaking is, what they saying is messing up. That wasn't y'all's motive. Once again, when you standing in your shit, that don't matter. Listen, I actually do. Y'all think I'm just talking, but check me out now. I don't hate, people think I actually don't. I don't hate the way people think I do. I hate crime. I hate violence to innocence, you know, but the way people think, no. Okay? I don't hate religious people, any given, not just Christians. I don't hate Buddhists. I don't hate none of the ones, you know, all the ones. In and of itself, I don't hate these people. And I'm not gonna, my life is not gonna be dedicated. Oh, Lord have mercy. I don't hate them. And I'm not wishing ill. And I'm not trolling they church and they social media. And it's not like that. I accept that there'll be people that's still there, and that's their freedom to be there, and for those who are as such. And that's not for me to even dictate. I live my truth, live it, be it. Just like they are theirs. Now, if people just so happen, the hashtag Barbie movie, speaking truth, that it's a difference between trying to be like throwing tracks. Y'all know how back in the day people will be running after you. You're just like, damn, bitch, I'm trying to get, you know. Some of y'all may not experience it, but man, back in the day, it's like, damn, could a bitch, here you come. And shit, and whoop, throwing shit on with your oil on my car, and you know, it's like, damn, we ain't even like that. So it you see where I'm going? It's a whole nother vibe. So it's not like we've gone around throwing crystals and tarot cards and mudra mantra, you know, frequency sounds. Like, it's not like we go about making sure I gotta put that as a name tag, but just on my t-shirt. I am. So I don't need to do that. And I honor people. So I don't have to make sure I say crystal sage in every 2 sentences. I honor their life, their chosen path. I hope inside of myself that they're being a good person. I think that's my only requirement in terms of when, if people want to see different sides of me, is it takes certain things. Be fucked up, you might see gangster style, especially in the ethers. Wave cap and shit, cut off khakis, French braids, and house shoes, and it's like, you fucked up, and you toxic. Killing bitches and shit, being weird. Anyway, y'all, when you see this video, y'all had no intention. You live and speak your truth. They do it too. They in they churches, they synagogues, they everything, and they dare anyone, anywhere to oppose it. They feel like you done took the podcast, bitch. I don't even know. You didn't take no podcast. Hell, your shit been targeted. You didn't have so many witches, warlocks, wizards. You didn't have so much hatred from official casting to just obsessed bitches and niggas. Which is all a form of casting, because it's still energy. What is was once not before. Now. So what? Everything came from what? An energy, huh? It was energy. Such concentrated hatred is a spell. This is why they like to rally. Somebody will catch that one day too. This is why they like to rally up groups to create the buildup of energy towards the target. Because they know that, even if they pretend to not know that. Let's get a bunch of hatred. Good and started, bitch. Because that's a spell. We can minimize our finances. That's, Let's get a bunch of, nothing like obsession. Ain't nothing like obsession, desperation, and jealousy. Ooh, they rubbing their hands together. You almost see them going, ooh, that's a bunch of concentration energy, bitch. Y'all didn't take nobody's podcast. Hell, yours was negatively affected. You may not even know what you mean they took their podcast, because you're like, what are you talking? Y'all have been surviving shit that they can't stomach. They can't stomach it. They're not even ready to know it. They can't stomach some of the shit you and your children undergo daily. People look on a surface and think one thing, but they don't know. That's the whole thing. They don't. They don't know what, because they don't know what's going on beyond the world that they've been told about. I get threats every day. See, that's what I'm saying. People don't know. People follow me and my son around. Weird shit, coming down the alleys, doing weird shit every day, yelling shit out of cars, being weird. Following us around. They don't care. Doctors, appointments, everywhere. That's what this is. We deal with that kind of stuff. They feel like you took a podcast and then got narcissists in the reverse. Oh, Lord. Did they? Okay. Give me one more on the podcast. Now, I'm not saying this is how they feel. This is why they upset. Because to you, you might be like, this is not accurate. It's not fair. But this is how they feel. Podcast. Why are they upset? Legend went into the reverse. See? They feel like you, yeah. They feel like you didn't, yeah, love and gaslighting reverse. Or maybe they were used to gaslighting people. Or you said something on your podcast. Oh, you exposed gaslighting. And they feel like that affected theirs and you don't know it. Oh, Lord. They don't like starseeds. This could be... I'm done, man. The ignorance is just... Anyway, people need to mind their business. They need to mind their damn business. These could be people paid to take out starseeds. Don't get stuck on the language of starseed. Just however you need, okay? Because I know labels and stuff gets people real tripped up, but out of this world. The world ain't ready to... There it is. I was waiting for it. There's that vampire. There it is. The vampire card came out. Take out starseeds. Now I don't have to be the kind of vampire that we see on TV, and it can be too at the same time. But it's the ideal of vampiring, siphoning, energy source, stealing. Troll went into the reverse. I wonder why. Trauma bond. Okay, starseed. Red flag. Oh, you highlighted some red flags? Or they were trying to flag you? Or they could have got in trouble on the podcast? Oh, God. You don't know nothing about this? Either they got flagged, collective, on their podcast, or your podcast somehow exposed something and they're mad about it. Something got flagged, something is flagged, and they're blaming you for it. A billionaire? Oh, what the fuck is this billionaire? Or maybe somebody with money. So, I mean, many of us don't know no billionaires. So we don't just say somebody with some money. Yeah, I have a fight here. Pharaoh, empath. Yeah, fighting you. Pharaoh, empath, bitch, billionaire. Shadow in reverse. Uh-oh, there's the mask. There's the mask. Came to the light. Went to the reverse. Yeah, some got flagged. Or you blocked something, or they feel like you blocked something because now people seeing them as a red flag and whoa. But you don't know shit. People are trying to make you seem like a red flag. What the fuck? You deal with it. You've been dealing with it. See, that's what I'm saying. People be acting all like they, man, shut up, man. You deal with it, even though it's unjust and unfair. You deal with it. People constantly trying to make you seem like a red flag in every sense of the word. Red flag as a mother, red flag as a person, red flag as a woman, red flag as a whatever you are, red flag, red flag. Constantly trying to makeshift manufacture a reason for you to look like a goddamn red flag. Ooh, they didn't sweep the floor. Like anything. People be just reaching for straws. Anything. Just anything. Some of y'all are accused of doing drugs and alcohol. And most of you, if you're anything like me, and this is your story, you ain't never touched it. And when you touched it, you did it once for somebody. It was never your thing. You never liked it. It was never your journey. Not that that makes you perfect. It's just that's not your thing. But I guarantee you, you have people in their ignorance trying to imply. Bet your test will come clean. Bet. Not that you should have to do it, but it's funny how they're just reaching for straws. Self-care in the reverse. Yeah. Somebody's flagged. Again, you could be talking about how these people, what they're doing to you, or now they're concerned that they're not going to be able to take care of themselves or something like that. Cult leader went into the reverse. Good gravy, God. Oh boy. A fashion witch? Just looked at a different deck. It says feminine is not toxic. She's just not stupid. Feminine is not toxic. She's just not. So people, again, always trying to make you red flag you, trigger you, bait you, taunt you, stalk you, steal from you, block you, abuse you and your children so that you look like you toxic. So that when there's reactive abuse, which most people don't know about, yep, I said that. Because if people did know about reactive abuse, then they wouldn't be acting brand new about a whole lot of shit then. If they knew. The problem is they don't be believing. Let's do this, shall we? I think I'm going to have some fun here. Let me take this one back so I can stick it to the glass. Crazy folks. Oh. Oh. Yeah, let's do this one. Well, I want to go back to that one. They put something in the name of a child or a relative to hide the proof. Okay. I don't know if this person knows about it or this is something that you all have dealt with. This could be a person that does like have crooked things that's, you know, in their lives or something like that. Yeah, this person was really trying to make it seem like you were toxic. Yeah. It just came out again. Yeah, they was trying to clean up a story or twist something around here, so that it looks like, so there's the projection, that's the Darvel effect, that's, yeah, that's the swapping of the roles. Yep, social media. It says social media weirdos, get ready to rumble. Yeah, these are the trolls. And then they be sitting up in your face when they talk to you, you know, they don't, yeah. Beware of that. Beware of that moving forward in life. Beware. Because you might have a whole lot of people around you, same shit, where you were in different places, a whole lot of neighbors, motherfuckers, all these people, you know, stealing, getting ideas, pretending like they're not watching. And listen, the litmus paper test is this, especially if you haven't gone around to each of them. Like I said, y'all ain't throwing tracks at their cars, you know, on a desk. You know what I'm saying? You ain't... You see what I'm saying? You ain't even saying nothing. So that's the test. It's like you're not even doing that. And then people start acting some kind of way. Yeah, that's the giveaway. That's one of the tells. Because it'd be different if you was like putting flyers on everybody's doors and cars and taking every opportunity to tell them all, oh, you want to check out my, you know, wooty wooty. You're not doing that. But you're the toxic one, though. You're the toxic one, as you respect other people's choices. You hear what I said? As you respect other people's choices and other people's beliefs, you are the toxic one. Yeah, these people did not want you. They didn't like you pouring into yourself or your children. This made them feel some kind of way. Like I said earlier on this live, that's the problem with compartmentalized thinking. That's the problem with comparison thinking. Because if somebody else, you can't be valid in your choice and be happy with yourself and what you're doing unless your opponent or somebody that's opposite of you fails. You need to check what it is you do and what you believe and what you feel and who you are. Because it shouldn't matter. If you're solid in yourself, it shouldn't matter. If you're solid on whatever this is you are, it doesn't matter. These are people who didn't want you making money off of you or being successful or making money off of you being you, because then it makes them look some kind of way in their beliefs and their choice. That's the problem. Who told them, who assigned them that? I think they damn job. Child. We let people talk. We let people, I'm telling y'all, we do. Because we know where people are at. And we know that it is futile in a lot of cases to even go there with folks. Because once you know, you know. And listen, decency does not exploit vulnerability. And I'm going to put that on a t-shirt. Decency does not exploit vulnerability. They're not looking to use that to cross someone's boundaries. They're not looking for that in order to project and intrude their own stance in life. Decency honors beings in all conditions. They're not looking to exploit, okay, they're having sorrow, they're sad and broken, and maybe, no, that's a predator. We're not even taught that. Predators behave like that. Going weak and vulnerable and tired and exhausted, bitch. And then, you know, something bounced back. Yeah. Okay, there it is. I'm like, something's got to give here. Something's got to give. Something hit them. Because this card came out. It said, feminine is rubber. They're glue. What they hope and wish and pray and say, oh. What they hope and wish and think and say and pray. With ill will. That's what it says. Ill will. Bounces and it sticks. See, people, something hit. And you may not know nothing about it. You too busy dealing with the quacky shit. These people need to quit. And then wonder why people don't want what they selling. Or the only ones who do is the same ones as, man. Okay, what bounced back? Because it says feminine is rubber. Whatever these people keep doing. So what hit them, and that's why they mad at the feminine. What hit? What? I got love going in the reverse. Adore, admire, enchantment. Maybe people are starting to dislike them, or people could be starting to see how unloving they are. Maybe people adored them before, but they're now starting to see, like, that's foul, yo. That's foul. Children. Could be their children, or somebody's younger adults could be starting to see that, or somebody could be starting to see how childish they are. Something could happen to one of their children. That's why people shouldn't. People need help. People need help bad. They think this shit is about catchphrases and social media platforms. But be fucked up in the head. Family pretending. Something definitely hit home for some of them. People shouldn't be. It's unloving. It's like people need to stop preaching, stop teaching, stop doing shit, stop giving compliments to bitches and niggas. Need to just stop telling people about what they mission is and start being good people. Gosh. It's toxic. Living beyond their means. Legal court. Uh-oh. So somebody could be having some legal issues. Court paperwork filed. Judgment was called on something. Settlement. Interesting. Agreement, compromise, pretending. Shit. That's what I'm saying. Something happened because a lesson is not learned. Something happened there. They mad. Okay, let me hear him get going. I gotta clear my energy and my son's energy. They were excited about something, and I guess it went to shit, because I do see excited. They were excited, yo. Sick. It's really hard to respect, you know, it's hard. I ran into some officials today that they got put on my list. I had to take care of some stuff for my son. They don't know it, but they are. Because it's like, nigga, you don't know me and you don't know my son. Just because Barbie bring her ass up in here on some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the fuck. His ass could be, you know what, you want to know what the fuck, you want to know why he in this condition? It's because your stank ass and the stank ass motherfuckers who telling you what they telling you with ignorance. Terrorizing motherfuckers and shit, being weird. Making it difficult for them and their families. Get fucking educated. Pass that MD. Nigga, talk crazy to me one more time. Chances are they getting a visit anyway as I speak. People shaking their head. I don't know what the fuck. Like, you're ignorant. You don't know what the fuck. Are you a part of the solution or the problem? Because we can do without your pretentious criticism based in ignorance. Are you going to be a part of the goddamn solution or a part of the problem? Six of Wands, Page of Pentacles. Why are they upset about the Six of Wands? They got their victory. They got attention, got their victory, so why are they upset about the Six of Wands? That's a happy card. That's a good card in normal conditions. So why are they upset? Why are they bothered by the Six of Wands? Aries, Leo, Sag. Why are they upset? Ten of Wands. Okay, we got fire coming out. Ten of Wands in the reverse, burdens. And oh, because you're dropping burdens? Because now I got the Queen of Pentacles in the upright. You're dropping the burdens, the weight, or you drop them, or you're dropping and you're being held in high honor anyway, or something like that, or you're holding yourself in high honor, or Ten of Wands is in reverse. That's karma dumping, trauma dumping, projection, because the Ten of Wands could be heavy. It can be a projection kind of card. It can be. Baggage, burdens. Yeah, they misjudged something. Judgment is going in reverse. They're under final judgment. They're under some kind of judgment, but they misjudged you. Maybe they didn't think you would hold yourself in high honor. Maybe they didn't think you would be able to that you were as strong as you are. You only appear the way you appear. You play the game. Because once you know, you know. It ain't right, but I mean, that's this plane of existence. That's this realm. It's booty backwards, twisted as fuck. They didn't know you were resilient. They didn't know that you were a Queen of Wands. That you would build your confidence, believe in yourself, strong-willed with the strength to the Queen of Wands. Or they didn't know that you would drop the burdens and baggage connected to a Queen of Wands or an Aquarius star in the reverse. They didn't know that they feel like you dashed their dreams. They didn't know that you would be strong enough to overcome the loss of yours or something like that. Knight of Swords. Why are they mad? Queen of Wands is coming out. Why are they mad? Wounded warrior. Nine of Wands. Ten of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah, pumpkin head. These people kept trying to wound you over and over and over and take you through the same shit. They do the same shit. Uh-oh. Interesting. So now they're upset because I got the Queen and the King of Wands. A lot of fire. Like, they're all fire cards. Ooh, it's definitely some fire signs. Because they're all fire. I got the Six of Wands, the Ten of Wands reverse, the Strength card, which is Leo, and the major arcana. And then we got the King and Queen of Wands. Interesting. Is it a whole couple? How is the King and Queen of Wands coming out next to each other? That's fascinating. Why are they upset? Family. Ten of Cups in the uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did something happen within their family? Did somebody in their family do the honorable thing? Eight of Pentacles. You've been working hard. You've mastered something here. You've been developing something, mastering something. Dang. And the Queen of Pentacles. They misjudged the situation, the work that they've been putting on you. They didn't think you would survive something. Now I got the King of Cups. Wow. They hid, yeah. It was a choice that was made. They hid. They was hiding this. Two of Swords, Four of Pentacles reversed. They're upset because they didn't see something coming. They thought you wouldn't know. They were working together. Yeah, to cause blockages. Seven of Wands with the Devil. They didn't know that you would fight so hard maybe for yourself, to defend yourself, to master. This could also be people who are, you know, like I said, when they're in delusion, they can't see their own ways. They think you're of the devil as they are behaving as devils themselves. You're a master, or you're in mastery, especially with this Eight of Pentacles magician coming out next to each other. Seven of Wands, that's that pop back. Because remember, it said that they got something back. There it is, Seven of Wands. Them devils came, baby. Here, hello. So you say you want to be toxic, huh? Hello. Three of Cups. Yeah, they were celebrating in but now they're sad. They were celebrating on your sorrow, and now they're sad. Little Christians. Yeah, they got exposed. I have Leo again. This person could be a Leo, or again, we got a lot of fire. A whole, like almost all the cards. Three of Wands, Nine of Wands, the Sun, Six of Wands, Ten of Wands reversed, Seven of Wands, Strength, Queen of Wands, King of Wands. Then we have the Devil, which is Cap, Ace of Cups, Water, Magician, Gemini. Three of Cups is Water. Somebody see them as manipulative. This could also be their children. Some people are starting to see why you're blocked and closed off, why you start blocking, because you realize that they're not loving. Ace of Cups in the reverse, and that they are celebrating. Oh, King of Swords reverse. Yeah, they're narcissists. Working with corruption, like they're celebrating. Once you realize that, now they regret it. Now they regret fucking with this King of Swords reverse, or being crooked, or playing with your head here. They, yeah, lies. Six of Pentacles, Ace of Swords reversed. It's over. The world and justice. I told you. So somebody, yeah, it's over. They could be having legal issues with that legal card out, with justice here, the world here. You stop dealing with folks once you start sniffing this out, that people are trying to end you, that they're, you know, getting offers to cause sadness for you, losses for you, trying to get your kid taken from you, with the Ace of Cups in the reverse, because that could be a child. Somebody could have lost a child because what if they shouldn't have fucked with yours. I'm so sick of people acting stupid and brand new. It's like, but you up here fucking with somebody who's like a child. What are you need a sure yellow bus? He. What do you think? It ain't gonna ever creep back to that house? Ever? It is. Somebody lost a baby. This could even been a couple. Like people be blaming y'all for so much shit, except for blaming themselves for their own shit. For being toxic, for being stalkers, for being killers, for being thieves, for terrorizing other people's children, and then they mad when they lose theirs or theirs get hurt. What sense does that make? Doesn't make any sense. That's how I know folks ain't all there. That's why I know it. That's why I know. I don't need a specialist to give me the diagnosis. That's why I know. One plus one is two. You do something toxic to somebody, you might end up 5 years, 2 years, 3 years, just never know, but it shouldn't be a shock. Terrorizing innocent. Somebody like a child in the mind for your own whatever. You shouldn't be shocked. Not gonna. You shouldn't be shocked. The little, yeah, you should have really rethought your life's decisions. Walmart gift card don't seem all that fascinating anymore. Sexual healing is here. Well, what's the good news for you, collective? Because again, what are we at? 2 hours? Yep, I think I almost guessed it. That people shouldn't have been operating with hidden dishonor with you, but then want to be spiritual, godly, and all that at the same time. Those things don't go together. And then when you just stop talking, everybody, it's like, but they just stop talking. They funny style. No, they're not. No, they're not. They realize that people are wishy-washy, backstabbers, and two-faced. So it's like, we're not going to play. And then you want to talk Bible, Jesus, holy sage bundles to me. You want to teach me something. Negro, please. As you stab me in my back, I'm supposed to have some fucking respect for what you got coming out your mouth. As people condescend me and my son. And sit there and let people just say, fuck that. That's why folks ain't hearing it now. They see you in a situation, think you need a teaching.
No, we need justice. Motherfuckers mind their business, injustice, and people to stay on their shit, we'd be just fine. It's a trip. People want you to listen to them. Why should people? Why? Folks are starting to get long tired of the condescension, the derision, contemptuous, pretentious attitudes and tones from people who ain't qualified to be it in the first place. But that's neither here nor there. Ain't nobody trying to hear that, to be taught by folks who was playing in their face. Don't nobody want that. It's like, yo, you ain't even trustworthy. And we should listen to you. Why? Okay, the collective's encouragement. I just saw excited. You have reason to be thrilled, enthusiastic, and delighted in spite of this, I guess. Okay. Because what's the encouragement for the collective that's dealing with people blaming them? Blaming them even though they did them wrong. That's some booty, butt, ass, backwards shit, if ever I've heard it. The encouragement is second house is coming out. Assets. Interesting. Okay. What's going to come with the assets and shit? It says credit score, finance, talent. Ooh. Well, I like that. The second house is coming out. Some improvement with your second house where there's been this complexity. And that people's getting excited off of creating complexities for you. A Sagittarius may be involved. A voyage. A Sagittarius may somebody may take either a flight or travel, a risk, happy, ethical, does it say philanthropist or philosophical, generous? Maybe somebody, you're gonna run into some generous people for a change that ain't trying to breadcrumb you and shit, ain't trying to pigeonhole you and breadcrumb you and make you become a cult member in order for them to help you. Yeah, first house. So we have the first and the second house coming out, being able to take care of yourself. Communication. Because people have been stopping, trying to block you from being able to do that. There is some healing energy here. Virgo is here. Virgo could be a Sagittarius. Alchemist. Yeah. People didn't. Yeah, communication. Finally, huh? Something with communications is coming through. The challenge is going into the reverse. I like that. Oh, shit, bitch. Shit. Okay. Well, maybe there's some kind of movement and communication that's being manifested right now. that's going to help to co-create clearing out something for some of you. Okay, you're manifesting. Alchemist could be that you're also manifesting as you communicate, helping people to see a different outlook or see what was obscured and all of that, what people had done. Yeah. Because this was character assassination, theft. I mean, this is a whole lot of shit. Theft, character assassination, hate crimes. This is all of it. Fanaticism, discrimination on being disabled, discrimination on being black, discrimination on being a woman, discrimination on being a spiritualist, discrimination on motherfuckers just jealous and envious and dried up and feel like you're the competition. Discrimination, discrimination, discrimination. Also, money, people's dirt. They did you dirty in life and they're scared shitless. This is all of it. Well, they need to they need to cough it up. People need to get some, they need to cough it up. It's Cash App, bitch. They need to, I'm serious. It's like money talk. Especially once you realize like your life has been tampered like that. People trying to force you into poverty and shit. Let's get a room. Two hours. Interesting. That's okay. See, where there's been a lack of protection. So what's the encouragement could be the protection that these criminals have had is about to be taken from them. Because the problem has been that they have it. Strength under attack. Problem solving, protection, stoicism, resurrection, transcendence. These people trying to make you sick, you and your children trying to take you out, trying to make you vulnerable and susceptible by putting you in situations where you can't do the things you need to do. They're gonna pay for all that, baby, all that. So we can do all the things we want to do. We want to put them in restrictions so that they're limited. It's hard for them to do the things to be able to properly care for and protect themselves. Yep, that's another couple 100,000. So we can make them vulnerable, put them in toxic environments or sickly environments, oppressive environments. Restrict them and then have all of the weirdos to follow them around. Thor's cross. What is this? They driving around now like it's Crenshaw on Friday night. Potency, achievement, difficulties overcome, creativity, completion, fertility, equanimity. Finally, I don't even think I've really seen this room come out much. Inwas. Shit. Huh? Somebody finna put this shit to an end. Maybe you're working hard and then you're manifesting other energies that's going to be assisting you in doing that. Because again, this has been assault on your life. This ain't no lightweight shit. This is an assault on your quality of life, you and your children. And the fact that people don't care, they making all themselves look suspect. The fact that they're too easily willing to discount it and discredit it makes them all basically look suspect. Because everybody ain't crazy. That story, that narrative, all that shit. Yes, I was telling somebody, I'm like, yeah, you do become paranoid. It does happen. It becomes where it's like 20% you're paranoid and 80% you're not. But that's all the more reason, because if you're being terrorized like that, that's even more money I require. That's more blood I'm coming for. Because if it's okay, if it's something everybody could sit comfortably with, then I don't need to care either. I don't need to care either.
That's the way it is.
Because it's not okay. It's not okay on a collective scale. It's not okay for me and my son. And it's not okay that too many people are okay with pretending that this ain't so. And then they want to call themselves a fucking Christian. They want somebody to listen to them talk about God and Bible and shit. Bitch, please. Nigga, please. It's easy to believe the narrative of the scapegoat. It's easy to lean into that whole little bullshit as truth in terms of the story that they're trying to convince the world. And as these people endure terrorism, because that's what this is. That's why I said folks is whole human traffickers and terrorists, and they got the biggest, fanciest Bible you can buy at the Christian bookstore. Because they believe what Ken and Barbie tell them instead of learning something for themselves. I'm out.